Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to be going on a little bit of a rant, and I hope that my emotions don't come over me in regards to this topic. And today's topic, I really wanted to talk about WhatsApp messaging. I'd like to know your thoughts down below, what you guys think about this, because this is a discussion-based thing that we can go more in depth with. I would like to know people's opinion when it comes to how online conversations do go. So I'm just gonna give a basis of the two gray check marks. So this is very common when messaging a person and they will not respond for quite a long duration. And to me, I would give the excuse, oh, they're busy and things like that. But it's kind of laughable because of how much we do interact with our phones. I really do want to know if people just swipe to get it out of their notifications, how they operate when a message comes to them, and the feelings and thoughts around messages being dropped on their phone. I want to know how their thought process is, because you cannot, I think saying that they're busy, it kind of covers it in a way where, if let's just think about translating that into real life. One of the ways to look at it is translating that in real life. And if I were to call you out in person, how are you? You're not gonna do that. You're going to have to respond. Whereas now in the online world, you are in the control seat and you get to decide, the duration of when you want to respond. And this has a really negative side effect because nobody's pushing you to do it, and then you can have the control, like, hey, you know what, I don't have to respond, and you take that into, like, you're the decision maker. But in reality, there's an obligation to really respond, because people do not call for help in the way that you think they call for help. They just say, hey, how are you? And that's maybe their sign that they need help and things like that, right? It's never obvious. It's not like a really big, like, red flag, like, hey, I really need your help. Like, we go in directions where we just say, hey, how are you? Like, we try in these ways, right? So the people who really need the help, they're not going to be like, hey, like, respond to me, I'm in a crisis, right? So that's why I think that when you're in the control seat, you're not seeing the reality of what your responsibility is, and you're just seeing it as, oh, another message. A lot of work, I'm not gonna lie, to be able to respond. It's sometimes you're just dreaded, sometimes you're gonna be uncomfortable, sometimes there's gonna be a lot of things that come with responding on time, but you have to give that person like a platform to connect. You have to give that person a chance. I'm going to talk about the people who permanently put their red receipts. I do want to just address it. Again, I do have people that, this is not a personal attack. I just want to basically have a spiel about this. Again, I genuinely, I know they don't want to hurt people. I think that's another reason of why people do this, is that they don't want to hurt people if it's red and then they didn't respond, or if it's like they want to keep a mystery to protect the peace, maybe. And this is my analysis, but I really, really, genuinely question this. This is dramatic, but like, really, like, you want to save face somehow, and what is the bottom of saving face in this regard? So I know that was a bit blunt, but I wanted to just really deep dive into this and have back and forth discussion, and I would love to have it in the comments. I just want to gain a sense of, does this actually mean something to the Ummah? Because to me, it represents very much so something that the Ummah lacks in online etiquette and common courtesy, and just all these things that, like, just make, this is common sense. But this, I want to talk about, this was not me, because I am always in need of socialization, and this is just, so introvert, extrovert, okay. I'm not going to try to address this and say, oh, I'm an introvert, I don't want to message, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to talk about that this is a habit. When I see a message, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, no, head for it, jump that leap, like that, like, take the band-aid off. I do try. I'm still bad at it, but at least the same day, make a policy with yourself. And I've said this before, and I'll put that video down below. I mentioned in the video that please make goals, set them for yourself when it comes to human interactions. SubhanAllah, it will really change your life-ish. I don't want to say it will change your life, but it really does, because you're forced to understand the importance of the rights that other people have upon you and making it. So for me, it's a habit to message people within I would say 1 to 4 hours. But even like I have made it like it's my ride or die type of thing. Anyways, that's it. Please comment down below, let it out. I'm not offended. I will go back and forth, but I will not never